Hey, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Iceman Guru, aka Dr. J, back at you with another installment in the High Frequency Only channel. Um, like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, all that good stuff. Okay. Let's get into today's topic: a rose that grew from the concrete, man. A rose that grew from the concrete. Many of you that's of course that was born 1980s or even 1970s, between 1970s and the 1990s, definitely are familiar with Tupac Shakur. Well, really everybody should be familiar with Tupac, who wrote a poem called "The Rose That Grew from the Concrete." And I want to address that because, I kind of had an epiphany or revelation of some sort about that because, you know, I myself come from a very destitute, very poverty stricken place. Shout out to the south side of Chicago. Back during the 80s, it was pretty tough, man. A lot of people lived in poverty, and only a few made it out. And I was fortunate to be a kid that had huge aspirations, big dreams. I had goals for myself. So I really feel like, I was a rose that grew out the concrete, grew a little crooked, and eventually straightened up. And so I think a lot of times, to me, that analogy, it speaks to me. It says something, particularly about the African American community, or really we're talking about impoverished communities, okay? Because really it doesn't have a race on it. But since I am African American, of course, I relate to African American issues or African issues, so to speak. So it our environment, our social environment, of course, constructed and created and plays a huge impact on us moving forward. Nobody can deny that. I know the nature versus nurture debate has been raging for decades. So nobody can deny that our genetics and our environment actually play a role. Now, whether it's 50-50, who knows? I think it's a case by case basis. Some people generally, truly let the environment, impact them and make excuses based on their environment. And some people just see it as an obstacle that they need to get over. And I think those people, when we're talking about the roads that grow from the concrete, that is what we're talking about. We're talking about those people has look at their environment and say, okay, my environment actually helped me to be the person I am. I truly feel that way. Okay. I'm always gonna rep for my environment, as some would say, rep for my hood. I'm always gonna remember where I came from. It made me the man I am. So I actually take pride in where I came from, the very humble environment that I come from. So, and it's all about mentality. It's all about taking, what you was given, as the old cliche is, take lemons and make lemonade. So those people who are roads that grow from the concrete are those type of individuals who have this type of thinking, this ideology. Okay, so very poor and very humble backgrounds have produced some of the greatest human beings that ever existed. If we think about Frederick Douglass, if we think about Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, I mean, the list goes on and on. Jay-Z, Tupac. I mean, the list is just—it's a extended. It's so many people that you can't name them all. Okay, that people who did great and amazing things, and we're not even talking about entertainers and athletes and musicians. It's a lot of good, hardworking people who are successful in the IT field, who are successful in trade, who are successful in business. I mean, like people who grow from their environment. Okay, they grow from a very tough place, but they still grow nonetheless. Right? So what we got to do is we got to instill this in our children. Okay, But the fortunate part is a lot of our children don't have to go through what we went through. That's the great part. My children, ah, they don't have to go through that. Spoiled. All right. So that's the great thing. But a lot of poor environments still exist though. Okay. So everybody children don't have it good. Everybody don't have the mentality that they can rise from that situation. Because, a lot of people just take it and be like, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to do what I need to do. And this kind of where I'm going to be. But it's so much more that we can seek and we can obtain. So a lot of time we're just talking about a difference in mentality. The roles that grew out the concrete. It's so many roles that grow from the concrete. And we have to instill that in children and say, no matter what you go through, you gonna make it and you're gonna be successful, no matter what. Racism can't stop you, classism can't stop you, sexism can't stop you. Whether or not you were molested, regardless of what the situation is, you're going to be successful, you're going to make it, you're going to live a happy life. The roles that grow from the concrete. Okay? So we have to start not only instilling this, but we actually have to understand how our situation create better human beings. Go back to another cliche. What doesn't kill us make us stronger. But is it not so true? If we still here thriving and living today, something that we went through has made us stronger. And now we get that knowledge and that wisdom from that we can impart on other people. It's all about passing it forward. Okay? So you are the roles that grew from the concrete. Now pass it forward. That's a great way to end this video, man. Hey, as always, like, comment, subscribe, follow your boy. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of October. My son's birthday. Let's get there. October 27th, my son's birthday. Let's get to 1,000 by the end of October, okay? For my son. Shout out to Nazir Savior Ison, okay? Hey, as always, I'm you, you are me. Love always, love eternal. And we out this thing. Peace.